All right, we're live here on the Inspirational Love Hour. It is K-Max Gospel. Listen, I'm your boy DJ Dr. Shade, and I got some special guests in the building today with us. And I'm telling you, it's going to be a show that you are going to be happy you did not miss. You're going to be happy you did not miss. So first, over to my right, I got my main man, Bobby Pate.
Right.
Coming all the way from
Des Moines, Iowa.
That's right. That's right.
Came in this morning. I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be on the show.
That's right. That's right. Listen, and we got my main man, JD.
Yes, sir.
Jeff Daniels in the building. And so we are going to talk a little real estate, a little wealth, a little growth.
Right.
Just as a black man in business, as a black man in society, right, is the way that we want to kind of get into it. But one of the first things that I love to do, I have to do every time, is I do my affirmations, and then we do a prayer. So let's do the prayer first. Father God, I just thank you for this show. I thank you for every listener tuning in. I pray that this show helps jumpstart their week, that this week brings good news, overflow, peace in their home, peace in their lives. We pray right now that something that we say today will bless them, and they'll be able to use it not only for this week, but for the rest of their life. We give your name the praise. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen and amen. 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 All right.
Yes,
now, Bobby, how we do it? Me and JD's accustomed to this. We do these affirmations. I say it, and you guys repeat after me. It just speaks life into your life, right? It goes like this. Great things are meant to happen to me.
Great things are meant to happen.
My life is amazing.
My life is amazing.
I will achieve any goal I set.
I will achieve any goal I
The
set.
grace to be wealthy is on my life.
The grace to be wealthy is on my
The
life.
grace to be healthy is on my life.
The grace to be healthy is on my
This
life.
will be
This will be
one of my best weeks yet.
one of my best weeks yet.
That's it. That's it. That's it. So
All right.
we're going to jump right into it. Listen, man. So
Right.
Bobby is in town from my hometown, right? Our hometown, right? Des Moines, Iowa. And he's come down here quite a few times before, right?
Yeah.
You've been coming down here since the 90s.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
But recently, in the last decade or so, we've linked up, and we've been talking about doing this for a while. I was on his show, but it's never, the opportunity never met together. He said, "Brother, I'm gonna fly out that way, and we're gonna make it happen." So, brother, first of all, before we even get into everything, I want to tell you I appreciate you,
Thank you
for doing that, bro. Man, that
Sure.
means a lot to me. And this is my 5-year anniversal show.
All
Matter
right.
of fact, 5
What's
years
up?
I've been
That's
doing
what's
this
up.
thing, man.
That's
Here
what's
in
up.
Cluster. I started out on Hot 92.3.
Right.
Now on K-Max Gospel was an evolution. You know, we talk about God a lot, so we had to bring it on over to this station, right? So it's all right with me. So we're rocking, we're rolling, and Bobby, so give us a little bit about Image for Lives. So you got the podcast, but it's also your nonprofit as well, right?
That is correct. So,
Okay, so give us some.
So Image for Lives is an acronym.
Okay.
And it's a 501c3 nonprofit organization. It's designed to help those coming out of prison find success,
Okay.
get established, and find sustainable, employment. We have felony-friendly job fairs back home in Des Moines. We do a lot of different things with career job fairs, trying to find employment. I think that's one of the big keys to finding success when you come out of prison. So going back to Image, Inmate Movement Against Gang Evolution, I founded the program. I did 11 years straight in prison for nonviolent drug convictions.
Wow.
Yes. I was sentenced to 50 years, a whopping 50 years. Now,
Wow.
now take into account, you're talking to somebody who went to college, straight out of high school, had a good education. I made stupid, silly choices. And so I really don't have nobody to blame but myself for that.
Exactly.
When I went to prison, I was able to get on my hands and knees, ask the good Lord for forgiveness.
Yeah.
And I just, from that day forward, I started moving right where I was at. He started using me right where I was at.
That's good.
And to kind of fast forward, moving, kind of closing in on that 11 years, I got out and I promised those guys back home in Iowa, North Central Correctional Facility, Rockwell.
Yeah.
I promised them that when I got out that I wouldn't stop. I was going to continue on with this mission.
Yeah, man.
And I was going to come back for them and try to help them.
Yeah.
And so that's what I'm doing. I work with our governor. I work with our people who are running for governor, people that are in Senate, people that are back home who are trying to make things happen.
Gotcha.
That's good.
Eddie Andrews is one of the guys running for governor right now. He's a
Okay.
candidate running for governor. He's helped Image for Lives since the start. And then we've established corporate sponsors.
Gotcha.
Like I have a good friend who I went to school with at Johnston High School. His name is Brian Lee. And
Okay.
both him and his wife, Mary Ann,
Right.
They own. Brian is an entrepreneur, and they have different companies, different things that they own back home, and they help look to give back.
Right.
When they see somebody trying to do something to better themselves,
Right.
it doesn't matter if it's just me. They give back in the community.
Right.
They look to try to push and help support, and that support
It's everything.
is everything.
Yeah,
You gotta
man.
have it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That support is everything. So I've been out now for about almost 8 years.
Wow.
And I tell you, it's been a journey. It's been a fun ride. It's been very rewarding. It's not always fun, and it's not always, it's not always. How would I put it? I don't even know the word for it, but it can get pretty grimy.
Yeah.
Sometimes, you're dealing
Yeah.
with people who were kind of thrown away by society.
Got you.
Most of the time when people come out of prison, they don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
They just want it to go away and hope it was a nightmare that is over with, and they don't ever want to relive it.
Right.
Got you.
So I was that one that had to come out, and I had to relive it.
Yeah.
That was the only way that I could help and try to help change things. There's a lot of injustice. There's a lot of racism.
Huh.
We go back to some of the things that we talk about in our podcasts, in our classes. Image for Lives is kind of how prison formed.
Got you.
The way prison started and the way policing started.
Okay.
Right. Right.
And we go back to the slave catching.
Yeah.
How police officers were slave catchers.
Yep.
And some of this stuff is so mind blowing to even local law enforcement today who are trying to figure this stuff out and do things right. They really don't know the history
Yeah.
of the penal system, of the whole law enforcement, of how this stuff started.
Yeah.
And so, we're just trying to shed some light. I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to educate myself
Yeah.
as
good.
I go and teach others.
That's so good, bro. That's so good. And then you said, when we were talking, you said so you do like career fairs and stuff like that as well too.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
great.
Right, to kind of help the brothers out.
Felony friendly job fairs. I intentionally, specifically name it a felony friendly job fair.
Yeah.
Because I want that stigma to be known.
Right.
And
Right.
then you'd be surprised the ripple effect of the employers that come. When they come and I invite them to the job fair, most of the time, 99% of the time, they are so satisfied and happy for the experience, for the people that they were able to meet,
Yeah.
the people they were able to see that were willing to work.
Yeah.
And a lot of these people became some of their best workers.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Wow. So what does that consist of? Do you work with them in regards to like resume building and all those type of things as well, or?
Yeah, so if a person comes to me, say they want a resume.
Okay.
All right. Well, I may not personally do the resume. I have other organizations that I refer them to,
Got you.
like the Evelyn K. Davis Center.
Yeah.
Right.
That's one. And I
Right.
used to work for the Evelyn K. Davis Center back
Right.
in Des Moines
Okay.
for 3 years when I first got out of prison. They hired me. And so I do a lot of referrals. When it comes to the job fairs themselves,
Okay.
when it comes to kind of shepherdizing, maybe giving somebody a ride to the Evelyn K. Davis Center or making sure that they get that help specifically and directly.
Yeah.
But what we're looking to do now, in fact, I'm going out to San Diego here in just a couple weeks
Okay.
for the Second Chance organization out in San Diego.
Okay.
That's good.
And we have proposed the job fair, the felony friendly job fairs to the CEO out there.
Wow.
And so they do everything, all of their stuff goes through public safety.
Got you.
The sheriffs, the judges, the police, all that. So they invited me out there to their graduation.
Okay.
And that's going to be in the next few weeks. And so next couple weeks. And then, so I'll be going out there. I'll be meeting with these people and try to see if we can collaborate on bringing the felony friendly job fairs out to San Diego.
Got you.
Not to mention, I love San Diego. It's
Yeah,
beautiful
it's
out
beautiful.
there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And Des Moines, let's admit, it's a good place to be from.
Yeah.
Right.
But I think personally for African American who is trying to build and brand and continue on with being happy and finding success. I just don't think that Des Moines is the place to reside.
Right.
I get that.
So I'm trying to find those, outlets.
Exactly. Exactly. 100%.
Well, that's what kind of helps when you have different tools you can collaborate with to help kind of bring your vision through. And you need other resources, right? And so that's good that you do that. Question: what's like curious to know? I mean, it's fitting we talking about this on MLK Day, right? And so the success ratio, how has that kind of been? Because here in Atlanta, we get most guys that come from that kind of way. They'll either go into a trade, like they'll start doing contractor work, like things that you don't have to really go through, like a job process to do. So how has that been like a success for you up there?
That's a good question. So our mission statement is we help those who are willing to help themselves.
Right.
And I like to stick, quote unquote, to that motto. Helping those who are willing to help themselves. And then also realizing that if you fall, you pick yourself back
up.
That's right.
You don't stay down.
That's right.
Get back up.
Okay, so with that being said, our success rate has been great with the people who have been willing to help themselves.
Right. That's the key.
That's the key.
You gotta want to help yourself.
And most of the people, when they come to the IMAGE4LIVES program or they come to me, I make sure that I kind of have that initial talk. Well, what are you looking for? If they say, hey, Bobby, I need a job, man. I'll do anything.
Right.
The first thing I say is, wait a minute.
Yeah.
You won't do anything.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's narrow this down. And we're not living back in the 70s and even 80s where jobs and resources were real stringent to find.
Right.
I mean, you can pretty much do and be whatever you want to be. And that's how I instill.
Exactly.
So if you tell me you'll take anything, I'll say, okay, well then why don't you go down the street and apply at McDonald's?
Yeah.
Right.
You don't need me for that.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
Walk in and do that.
Then the first thing I hear is, oh, well, no, I don't want to work there. I'm not talking about that. Well, that's what I'm saying. What are you talking about? Be specific.
Yep.
So,
Right.
Get you together.
Right.
And communication skills.
Yep.
Try to help these guys kind of develop some communication skills. And then try to figure out what do they want. Match their talent with their skills.
That's good. That's
it.
good.
Yeah, that's a
real
big one.
That's good. Well, because JD, you have the event that we do, right? That I come in and I DJ or supply the music side.
Right.
Of it. So kind of speak on that so Bobby knows, because I think about one thing that I always say is I feel like not just and it's like my mother named me this without knowing, right? Jordan, the Jordan River, the connector.
Oh man, that's okay.
So when I think of people to put in rooms and stuff like that, I think of this type of thing. So as soon as he starts saying that, I think about your event. Right. And because I would like to kind of find a way to bridge that gap. So we're going to talk about it live here on the radio. All right. So tell them, JD, what your program is and who it's based for, but who it can also benefit.
Right. So to tie into what you're saying, the youth mentorship program, it's kind of like from ages 18 to 32. So, kids graduate. That transition age, we're losing a lot of kids in that age. They graduate from high school. Everybody's not going to go to college. Everybody doesn't have the parents or the wealth to just send them to the top schools in the country. So, so they come to us like, okay, well, what's next? Right? What's next? What do I do next? So we kind of put together a program where people in that age group, it's like a mentorship program where we got business owners in the community. We're coming out, and those of us that have been in the business, like I'm talking 20, 30 years in certain fields, and electricians, I'm talking about plumbers, HVAC people, real estate people, like doctors, so it's a group of us, and what we're doing, we're coming back and trying to help this generation transition. Now, the thing about what we do, ours is both boys and girls, so it could be both, but we see that drop off. Like in that age group, like they're trying to search out their identity. They're trying to find out who they are. They're trying to find out, like you said, when they get out of prison, they've missed like 10, 15 years of just things that have changed. And so you just got to start all over again. So similar to guys and gals who graduate from high school and just don't know where to go next. Or it could be somebody that may have, we got kids graduated from college and can't find a job. So the workforce has kind of deplenished, and so there's got to be a support system to help them transition and get on the right track.
Yeah.
Get on the right start. And so it's time out for us just taking everything that God has blessed us with and just moving on from it. We gotta bring our sons, not only our sons and daughters, and we gotta bring those that are behind us in so they can transition as well. So that's kind of the basis of it. But it's so much because we have all these community leaders, but like you said, you gotta want it. And that's one of the problem we have. We're just getting the youth to commit to it has been one of the problems. You can take them to the well, but they gotta want to be successful. I mean, you got all types of people that can help you start. I'm talking about daycare owners. I'm talking about people that own all different types of businesses, and they're saying, okay, we had a truck driver comment like, hey, I'm looking for guys that want to start trucking, like driving trucks. And I'm talking about making $1,000 a week, from off the rip, and so things like that. But we got to get to the next step.
Well, I think, and this is what that reminds me of when I hear you talk. We have to get people, and this is one of the things that I've seen back home.
Right.
Is that you have people in these positions, community leaders, directors, board of directors,
right.
And then there's all these different grants, and they're handing out all this different money.
Yep.
You have to have people who really care.
Who really care.
And know how to care.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's good.
That's good.
You have to know how to help people.
Right.
Right?
Right.
And so, and then having a passion
to
be able to help people.
Exactly.
You got to kind of have an eye for things. You don't just jump out there.
Right.
And so that's one of the things that I've been successful.
That's good.
That's one of the reasons that I've been successful.
That's
is
right.
Because I've been blessed through the good Lord with just a heart to be able to care for people. And that comes somewhat naturally. And I craft it, with my going to church and trying to stay aligned.
Right.
Now, I'm not perfect. No,
None of us are.
Yeah. But,
Nobody.
At the same time, I acknowledge the truth. And I know that the good Lord, is all Savior, all merciful, all powerful.
Right.
You know what I mean? I mean, He's the dictator.
Right.
In my life.
Right. That's good.
So,
that's good.
Yeah. So I never lose that focus.
Oh man, that's good. That's good. And there's so much happened. I got a good friend, man, that was in the same situation. He came out, man. His whole life just changed around. And so, society says it's the end because you hit that road. But hey, man, everybody can get a second chance.
Absolutely.
Just because you made a mistake, that don't mean you can't get a second chance. And so I really, really love what you do, man, because the stigma is I got a felony on my record and I'm done.
Yep. Absolutely.
We tell our kids that. I mean, my wife, she said real quick, if you get this felony on your record, it's over. You know what I'm saying? That's going to follow you the rest of your life. Now, we say that, but it's good to know that even though you've made a mistake, there's a way for you to get that fixed. You may have to go through a little bit more than Johnny had to do, but you got a process to get on track, and you can be a normal citizen again.
Absolutely.
Versus having to do something and hide who you are and change your identity and go through all and try to take all kind of shortcuts to make a living. You know.
And Pastor, this is one of the things that why I appreciate. I love surrounding myself with pastors. First of all, I get along with them real well for some reason, and so that kind of reminds me. It takes me back to Jordan Shade here.
Right.
Growing up in Des Moines, Iowa, I remember as a kid, Shade Tree Barbershop, growing up, you know, and then back on Harding Road, now MLK, and I remember all the Shade family. And they were all pillars of the Lord. And I mean, all the ones that I basically do. I mean,
Right.
probably not every last one of them, but
Right.
for the most part.
Right.
And that's rubbed off even on Jordan.
Exactly.
Exactly. He's out here in Atlanta. In fact,
Right.
we came out here and did a podcast about a year and a half ago.
Yep.
And had a great time. And,
Right.
and the Shade family and the fact that they are all kind of affiliated with people that are of the Lord, of the cloth. And I think that there speaks so much volume, and that's why I was excited and wanted to come out here. Not only just come out here to Atlanta. I love to travel, man. I love it.
Of course.
And Atlanta's a great place.
Oh, yeah, of course.
But, I mean, to be able to sit here and come out here, we went to the Atlanta Hawks game again today. And I sport my.
I see.
I wear the team back home.
Got evidence.
Yeah, in Des Moines, Iowa. I still wear my Atlanta Hawks hat.
Right. Right.
But we have such a nice time. It's a good bond. And
absolutely.
We were able to be on the same page.
Right. Exactly.
He picks me up, from the airport, and takes me out to eat and this and that. I go to the game, and it's just camaraderie.
Exactly.
And we're on the same level. This world is getting out of hand.
Oh man.
And we don't have enough brothers coming together showing love like that.
Yeah.
We got to.
And I think it's about the brotherhood, man. It's about coming together.
Yes.
And even the program that I told you about, the Made Men program. And shout out to our church, Breathe ATL. We have what's called the Iron Man, the Goodfellas. And so I'm leading that and heading that, man, and just really kind of walking those brothers through different. We did weekly meetings just talking about different things.
Oh man,
right?
that's so good.
Like one would be like, what are we supposed to be? The image of Christ, right? So the image of God. So we try to show that reflection in certain things that we do. And also another one that we talked about was just like being a good steward, not even only just about your finances,
Right.
but your physical,
Right.
right? Because
Right.
this is our temple, right?
Exactly. Got to take care of it.
that because I think with us brothers, man, and I think a lot of times we do not have outlets. We don't have outlets,
Right.
So I think
Right.
it's so good of what you're doing for the younger people. Right.
Right.
And then what we do weekly on the show,
Right.
and then what you do with your podcast is bringing exposure to certain things
Right.
and also helping those brothers because so many of us will not ask for help.
Right.
If you don't blatantly put it right in their face and say, I'm here to help you, then they'll just kind of take it on the
Right.
chin and
Right.
go through it not knowing that there's someone that is trying to actually build and help you
Yeah.
prosper in a different way. And you can have a redemption story.
That's it.
Right. And I think that's just so big, man, and it's so powerful to grab that and really just run with it and give them an opportunity and carry so many people on you all's backs
Yeah.
to really kind of help them into a different area, right, in life.
That's
I think
so
so big. And it really is God's work.
It is.
Right? We are the hands and the feet of God down here on the earth, man. So
And then communication skills is one major, huge part.
Yeah.
And you find a lot of people that are coming, I find a lot of people coming out of incarceration or who have been affected by the system. They have some tough communication skills. They haven't really got over the hump of being bold enough to kind of speak how they feel or ask for the things that they want. Now we know that the Bible, Matthew 6 verse 33 says, to seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness,
That's
all
right.
these things shall be added.
absolutely.
That's right.
And then another verse, I can't remember what it is, but it says to ask and you shall
Shall be
receive.
given.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Was
That's
that in
right.
Mark 7 or something?
Yeah.
around through there?
Yep.
Somewhere there. Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and so there's so much that we set ourselves back. In our own by lack of our own knowledge and understanding.
Absolutely. And I think and that's a great segue. Man. I'm telling you, they got this new update, man. This update is bringing me out. So what I wanted to tap into, I'm glad you said that, because I'm actually in John, right? John 5:5, right? Well, 5:6. John 5:6. And matter of fact, our pastor, she preached on this book. My pastors are tag team.
Gotcha. That's good.
And
That's
the
good.
verse that stuck out to me that's going to lead me into my question, but it prompted me to go back to the Bible verse is John 5:6. When Jesus saw him lying there and learned that he had been in this condition for a long time, he asked him, do you want to get well? Do you want to get well? So he's like, man, this man been here for 30 plus years. Why would you ask him that? Leading me to my question. My question is, how important is the mindset? Because if you don't want it,
Man.
right, then how can you pick up your bed and walk? So was there ever a time when you doubted whether success was possible, or what was the mindset while in prison and then coming on the other side of it to make you want to even go this far? Because you could have came out, did your own thing,
Right.
and then running.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? So what does the mindset have to be, and what was your mindset going through that transition?
That mindset is even when things start to crumble, when it seems like things are falling on top of your head,
Yeah,
stick to the script,
that's good.
the Word of God.
That's
Stick
right.
to those scriptures.
Yeah.
They're so true.
Absolutely.
And so I'll tell you, I went through it probably about 2.5 months ago, where I'm preparing for a felony-friendly job fair. This is my 4th job fair,
Okay.
and I don't have a job
Wow.
myself.
Wow.
Government shutdowns came. Yeah, I get fired. I don't have a job
Wow.
now. I got, I always try to keep a couple little jobs on the
Yeah.
side.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
And it seemed like no matter what I did, whatever I tried to do right, I was getting fired.
Yeah,
And I was having a hard time dealing with this.
Yeah.
It's one thing, when you get fired for a reason and you've done something.
Absolutely.
Which I've been on that side of it before too.
Yeah.
But I've never experienced getting fired for something that I didn't feel that I did wrong. Or, and there wasn't even really no evidence there. And there's been times where, in this day and age where the job market right now, a person 30 years ago that would have got fired from a job is different from a person in today. It's so common. These people that I work with, it's all over the place. People are working jobs or switching careers or getting fired.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's hardly any more 2-week notice. I mean, everything is just shifting
Everything's at will.
in this world.
Yeah. That type of stuff.
Yeah. So when I was going through this, man, I'm telling you, I was going through it. I'm like, how is it that I'm looking for a job and I'm having a job fair? I'm to provide jobs for the community. I got these employers lined up, and I don't even have a job myself.
Yeah.
And I was depressed. I was miserable, and I stuck into God's word, and I stayed there.
That's good.
And I continued to keep trying to lift myself. I didn't feel sorry. I didn't give in. I would go back to reading the book of Job. I'd go to all of it.
Absolutely.
And I've had these issues where I've struggled with my lust, and I beat myself up. And the good Lord is all merciful and about mercy.
Absolutely.
And so I just continue to stand strong in my faith, and eventually, it never fails. He always brings you out of it.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
I got a better job. Doing much better, making more money. Everything just all worked itself out, and it was all from having faith in God and not giving up.
Yeah.
And that's hard to tell somebody, to do. And just like it's hard to try to get a lot of people to go to work, and that's why I try to live by example.
That's good.
I try to keep at least 2 jobs.
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
Right.
So that I know not only that I'm practicing what I'm preaching, but I know really how to help people. I might have somewhere in the job line that I'm working with that might open up to help somebody. I mean, there's all kind of different angles.
It's just that process.
Yeah.
That's good. And I know too. Let's go ahead and just dive into it. I know because just talking about the whole lust thing or whatever, whatever that thing may
That's
be,
big.
whatever that thorn may be, right?
That thorn.
I believe that no matter what your thorn is, maybe it's that, maybe it's lying, maybe it's stealing, whatever it is.
Right.
Sometimes God allows us to live with it, so that we constantly depend on Him.
Yeah.
Right. He may not completely remove it.
Right.
Right. But He'll make it where you can bear it. So you have to, in order to not do it in that area, you got to lean on Him. Right?
Exactly.
And I think that that keeps us humble. It keeps us seeking Him, and it also helps us to depend on His supernatural.
That's right.
With our natural.
Right.
Right.
One thing about that, Jay, that's why Paul said, "I die daily." So what that means is every day I'm working on me.
Absolutely.
So it's no perfect Jeff.
No.
It's no perfect
Yeah.
So, I mean, none of us are perfect. So every day we're working on decreasing our fleshly nature so that the Spirit of God can come more inside of us.
Absolutely.
And so you want that spiritual man to grow. As that begin to grow, the lust can kind of
silence. That's right.
Right. But if the spirit is not growing in you, then you're going to continue to battle. So I think that's important that we understand that it's every day we got to work on ourselves. It's like every day we got to work on it. We got to build it. We got to have a balance with it. We still got to do the things that he's asking us to do. And then it's the choices that we make. And these things are not going to be removed from us.
No.
You know, women going to still walk with tight pants.
Absolutely.
You know, they're not going to stop walking around. You know, things are not going to change because we have a desire for something.
Never.
But we have to continue to work on ourselves.
Absolutely.
And see what the enemy tries to do. He knows what we want. He knows what we desire. And those are the kind of things that, like David. David, he fell into it. He fell into traps. Yeah. He was doing his thing, and then he looked up at Bathsheba, there, so that the desire.
Exactly.
But David was a man.
Yeah.
I mean, so, right. Yeah. Even though he had a heart, to go after God, he was a man.
Absolutely.
And I think Bathsheba saw him too. It was like a mutual thing. She didn't really look at him, but she knew he was looking at her.
Absolutely.
And so, and that's how things happen. But I tell people all the time, try not to put yourself in the situation because we can easily put ourselves in situations.
And to not give the thing power.
And not give it power over you.
And what they said, the power of life and death is in the tongue.
Exactly.
Right? So it's like what we speak over. That's why I said I'm so big on the affirmation. Right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Got to speak it.
Whether I'm feeling it, whether I'm not, I say that thing over myself every day.
Yeah.
Because
got to speak it.
Jumpstart my day before anything, and then the Bible even talks about renewing your mind daily.
Every day.
Oh, that's big.
Right.
Renewing it daily.
You have to keep certain stuff in your mind. Man, I tell people, I was, matter of fact, I was telling my wife, this is so funny, man. When Snowfalls was out, the show Snowfalls, because I don't think it's out, it's older now, but when that was running, and it was also Queen of the South. It's about the Latino cartoon.
Right. The ladies.
I love them type of shows.
Right.
But I found myself watching both of them at the same time. Like I watched this one. Man, I'm having dreams like I'm a kingpin. It infiltrates in your mind.
It gets into your spirit. Exactly.
So I had to decide, okay, I can't watch all this stuff at once like that and all the powers and all that stuff. Yeah. Our mind is so delicate.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And even the words that we speak. Someone said, I think it was a pastor that said this, and it was so good. It was like when you're learning how to read or write, and you have what is called spelling bees, right? You're learning how to spell words. So then when you speak these words over your life, you're putting a spell on yourself, saying that I have this or this is my issue, whatever it may be. So I believe that we have to speak positive because God will reaffirm that. And if we walk in it with the action, I think that we'll be all right. Yeah.
It's an everyday. It's a daily thing, man. It's we have to continue to work towards that. We'll never see perfection.
Never.
I mean, God's glory is so strong, and the expectation is so we'll never reach it.
No.
You will never reach it.
But He knows it too, though.
You can be as perfect as you can, and you still won't be close.
Let me say something. Let me say one thing on that.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I totally agree, 100%. However, a lot of people make excuses to sin,
and that's not okay either.
And that's not okay. And we got to be very careful.
Got to be careful.
I mean, one thing that I appreciate and respect is at least when somebody acknowledges the truth, even if they abide by it or not.
Right.
That's one of the things I always do. I acknowledge right from wrong.
That's right.
Rather I choose to do it or not.
Right.
Once we start stop acknowledging the truth,
Right.
and then our conscience gets seared and
Right.
and all that, then that's when big problems
Absolutely.
start happening.
Absolutely.
Well, now it's like everything is okay.
Yep.
And that's the world we live in.
That's the world we live
Yeah.
in today.
Yeah.
Like certain things people do today, I wouldn't have dared done back then, and I wouldn't have dared disrespected my parents
Yeah.
by
Yeah.
doing a silly skit. I
Yeah,
would
yeah,
have
yeah.
never done, certain
Smack your
things.
friend upside the head.
Right.
It's crazy.
I'm like, if my mama saw me do this, when I get
Yeah.
back home, it's gonna be something crazy, or she
something
gonna call me like, "Boy, what's wrong with you? What you doing, man?"
Yeah, man.
So but just the fear of God, man.
Yes.
They put it in you.
Just the fear of God, and so
Sensitive, like, nah, I ain't doing that.
I'm concerned about this generation because the fear of God is not good.
That part. That's good.
The fear of God. It's like it's gone because everything has become okay. Like it's okay to do this and do
Everything's
that.
been compromised.
Everything has
Yeah.
been compromised because I need this and I need that. Instead of like my man saying, standing on the truth,
Yep.
standing on what's right. If you wrong, you wrong.
Absolutely.
Let's fix it.
Let's own it.
Everybody needs to understand we've all been there. We've all done that. Some of the people, so it's nothing that anybody can do that we haven't seen or
Yeah.
experienced.
Yep.
So let's deal with it and let's not get comfortable. Because when you're comfortable with it, it's
And that's the thing is we're supposed to say about the truth to set you free, right? And I think that people are just looking for confirmation to do whatever they're doing, like or somebody to affirm their bad behavior, whatever. It's all right. No, it's
Yeah.
fine. You good. But truth is everything. Like what you were saying, that truth is everything because
Right.
we can't fix anything until you face it.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
Until you face it,
Right.
then we're all living in a lie. And I'm not going to be a good friend or say a brother or to whatever it may be, or whatever the relationship is. If I'm not holding myself accountable and I'm not holding
Right.
you accountable, then
Right.
we're not. What we're doing here is we're just living in a lie.
And the world is making it so hard for people to hold people accountable. I mean,
Absolutely.
just look now if you try to put your hands on a little kid, or remember before the next door neighbor would give the kids a whooping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't do anything like that now.
Anything
And
like
the kids know they're on top of it.
Oh, yeah.
They'll
Oh, yeah,
call the
yeah.
police right away.
Yeah.
They know all their little rights and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and they manipulate
Amen.
all that stuff.
Exactly.
Well, and just on so many different levels, the fabrication, the lies are becoming the norm.
Yeah.
And I know you've probably seen it too. I'm not sure if you've seen it, Jeff, but like now they have these AI filters where people are posting, like a lot of ladies are like themselves as models or whatever, but it's AI.
It's all,
Right?
yeah.
And
right.
they ain't just posting it. That's the profile picture. So it's like, this is who I am, but it's not who you are.
It's an image.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's an image that's not who you are. You don't look anything like that. It looks like you a little bit facially.
Right.
But your body don't look nothing like that.
Yeah.
You don't have
Like you said,
what's in
you
the
could look at the
background.
arms and
Yeah.
But it's one thing to make and I think it's starting to be a thing in the mind, and I'm still praying on that, man, and just like hoping that we can get past this. But more and more, I'm seeing it where that's becoming a thing. Like it's not a joke, or you know what I'm saying? Like at first it started out where I'm gonna be in 5 years, and that show two people paired together, like say I'm gonna be married or with a kid or a millionaire. But it was like a joke, a
Gotcha.
game thing.
Gotcha.
Now it's like they're changing their profile picture as if this is them.
I got a question.
Uh-huh.
It kind of shifts the subject a little bit. But so for you, you've been out here how long now in Atlanta? From Des Moines, Iowa, you moved out here when?
2012.
In 2012.
Yep.
Okay, so you've been here what?
Was that about 14 years?
Yeah, 14 years. And how have you seen yourself progress? And what have you been able to accomplish that you wouldn't have been able to accomplish in Des Moines?
Ooh. There was quite a bit, and it's all because it comes down to the mindset. I think because, and let me say this, because I love my people from my hometown, but I do feel like there's a certain mindset. There's a larger population there's a larger concentrated population of the crabs in the barrel mindset. So that was something I got away from, like just getting myself around mentors like yourself, like Captain Darrell, who's the owner of the station, brothers who can pour into me and teach me stuff, and that are willing to.
If they told you had to pack up right now and move back to Des Moines with your family,
I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it because I understand the restrictions.
What if you thought maybe it was a calling and you maybe seen that?
We had that. Listen, we've lightweight had that not necessarily in that regard, but it's been a conversation. Because so when I went back for Thanksgiving, I preached at my grandfather's church.
Yeah.
And it was a thing was like, listen, I can do some Zooms and I can come back quarterly. But I can't. Because it's, for one, before you talk about the people or that part of it, right? The peopleism of it. Is before you even talk about that, right? Let's talk about the weather. that I don't want no more below zero.
Yeah.
All that, like you think this is cold,
right?
Like it's probably 5 degrees right now.
I've been out before.
How cold it
Yeah.
was this morning when I left the house to go to the airport. It was so cold.
I've been there.
Yeah. I mean that air, Arctic air, it cuts right through your bones.
Yeah.
And I think, man, it's a thing where you will want. There's so many things that I wanted to. When I first moved here, you know what I'm saying? I'm gung-ho. Like, man, I want to take this back, and I want to take this back, this business back. But if they're not going to support it, man, and like I said, this is a fact, and they can go back and search it. You can research this. Man, we used to do concerts. We did big concerts back here. Everything from T.I. to George Clinton, Parliament Funkadelics, right?
Right.
We had weekly club events that we did, too.
Gotcha.
Man, you do that weekly club event, you go have the big concert, they see all these people there, you ain't gonna see nobody else for a month. Not because they didn't have no money, because they knew that you just threw that big concert, so they like, oh, he done made a killing. We ain't about to support him. Wow. It's a weird thing. Yeah. It's the thing with that, it's the thing where I had a party bus back home, then everybody want to do that. You selling sneakers, everybody want to do that. It's like, it's like, I don't have the capacity to navigate through the insecurity of trying to mimic what I'm doing, but you don't want to put the work in that I'm doing. So to answer your question, the biggest thing that I've realized is there is still that crab in the barrel mentality in certain areas, but there's a larger a pool of people who actually want to see you thrive that are already, but this is the thing, and this is what we deal with sometimes back home too. The artificial illusion that you're winning.
Appearance.
And because it's an appearance that you're winning, you don't want me to win. Because if I actually win, then you're exploited.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, so, your success is my failure.
Absolutely. And I mean, I've had somebody, and it's so funny because I go, matter of fact, in my church, people call me Shade. They say Jay Shade. They say Jordan Shade, whatever it may be, right? And I literally had somebody from back home say, your name is Jordan. Your name, you ain't Jay Shade. I know you. I said, I never said J stands for Jordan. I never said that. But somewhere in that, to you, that made you feel like I thought I was something that I've never even come across as being.
Yeah.
So that made you feel some type of way.
Yeah.
And I've never. Yeah. I go to the same places. I go around the same people. And so it's just that mindset of. But you got to think about it. The truth of the matter is, like I said, I love my people, but they did the same thing to Jesus, right? When he was in his home,
his hometown, he couldn't even perform a lot of miracles because of their lack of faith.
Absolutely,
and how they judged him as that carpenter man.
Absolutely.
Now let me ask you this: so you've had success since you've been out here. I mean, look, you've got a radio show now. You've got, you're doing real estate. You've got a lot of different things going on. But I remember a little bit of the 80s and the late 70s when Des Moines, Iowa used to be kind of thriving, even for African Americans. On Center Street, you had black businesses.
I remember hearing about Center Street.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I remember seeing a little bit of it just starting to diminish. I remember the clubs. I remember vaguely, just a little bit. But I don't understand why it all went away and how come it hasn't come back. How come it just constantly keeps getting taken away and there's really not much being brought back?
Well, I'm being honest with you. Like I said, I think a lot of not all, but I think a lot of the younger movers and shakers that are actually really trying to not create an illusion, because there's two big differences.
Exactly.
There's a big difference in
We don't even have a black radio show now.
That's what I'm saying.
A black radio
It's
station.
gone.
Right.
Yeah.
But even, and that was a whole thing when that was happening too, where you couldn't hardly get on. It was a whole. That's what I'm saying. It's a thing where I think the younger generation, the ones who are actually doing a lot of stuff and that really want something bigger and have experienced certain things, they move. They don't stay there. Mm-hmm. And because they don't stay there, then who is left to actually to emulate the things and to do the things and carry the things out? But like myself, when you get knocked in the head so many times when you're trying to do something, you can't open something because you got so much red tape. You do this, somebody's trying to stop this, or they're trying to mimic you, or they just ain't going to support it. So either I can't get the license to do it, or I'm not going to support it. Then where's that leave me in the middle, just sitting there holding my hands, thinking that something's going to happen? Yeah. And when you desire to thrive more than you desire where you do it at, then you start moving differently. Because you start looking at the clock. You look at like, okay, I can't sit around and do it for another 10 years and wait for them to catch up to where because it's not going to catch up. Time's going to just keep on going. There are some people that when I go back and I have conversations with, the conversation hasn't changed since I left in 2012. Same conversation. Same conversation. Same type of interest, right? So then if I talk about like some of the stuff that you said, I don't even speak on that stuff because then you're thinking I'm bragging. That's just our lives.
You can't speak on it because it's going to offend somebody.
Absolutely. Correct. And I wanted to inspire, and that's why the name of the show, The Inspirational Love. I just want to inspire you. I don't want to offend you, but because what it is like looking in the mirror, and you're looking like we went to the same elementary school, we went to the same middle school. You know what I'm saying? I get so many. I got a buddy that's a pretty big producer, and he was on one of the shows too. I think, matter of fact, you was on the first part, and I think he was on the second part that week. Okay. Young Fire, and I've had so many people because me and him are close, and I told him, I said it's so weird. You'll have people, because I'm still connected to a lot of people back home, where they'll be asking me, well, what's he doing right now? Or what kind of money is he making? What's he charging for this? Like, just all in the man's pockets. Like, that stuff is but it's a mindset thing. Because you think somewhere in your world that it's okay to worry about another person so much that you're not even thriving in your own being. And that can never work. So I created the things such as the thing I did with my church with the Iron Man, and try to create programs where it's like it's all on Zoom. Exactly. So you can be on it from, matter of fact, a lot of my homeboys back home, they hopped on some of them Zoom calls. You see what I'm saying? Right. The thing I sent from you, that's based in Atlanta, but everybody can hop on that thing. And I think that people need to actually come to a bigger city, experience some things for themselves. Right. And I think that will allow them to see something outside of what they just see on TV. Because it's not real till you can touch it.
Gotcha.
You see what I'm saying? Until you can touch it, it's not really, it's not authentic. You see what I'm saying? So I think that's the biggest thing. But for me, as far as going back to visit, to help, to build something, this is gonna be my third year we'll do a Father's Day thing right around Juneteenth, which I do a big thing in the park. Right. So I'll definitely be back to that, you know what I'm saying, ministry wise. To live, no.
You wouldn't go back to live.
Not to live.
But I said, what if it was a calling? What if you felt that?
But I believe that the calling could be I can be Mike Coastal then. We're gonna go back and forth.
You refuse that calling.
He ain't gave me that call yet. He ain't knocked on that door.
I asked Michael Winfrey that, and hey, R.I.P. brother Michael Winfrey. But I asked him that question probably about a year ago. You know, he moved to to Dallas, Texas. Okay. After he served 20 years in prison.
Wow.
Got like 18, served a 20-year federal sentence.
Wow.
Got out, became a preacher, and moved to Dallas, Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah, and was doing well, was thriving. And he would come back to Des Moines, Iowa, and he'd be like, man, and we'd be talking, and he'd just be like, man, I don't know how you do it. He would come back to visit and I said, now let me ask you something. What if you were called to come back here and maybe preach, or it was the Lord calling you back? Yeah. And he looked at me and said, I wouldn't do it.
He said, I served my time there too, huh?
He said, I'd have to see the Lord face to face telling me talking to me physically.
That's right.
to
That's
tell me.
right. I'm telling you, because it's something about because you look at the things that you're doing.
Yeah.
Right.
And back to the whole promotional thing, right? Me and my partner, shout out to my boy Salah, who owns Gersha. Y'all go check out Gersha. Back home. We were the biggest promoters in the city for years. We both still had to work. That ain't how it works.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We still had to have day jobs, still had to do this, but we're throwing the biggest concerts. We're doing the biggest things.
Right.
And it still ain't enough to sustain. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's like, and that's the reality. That's the part that people don't want to tell the truth about it. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You want to go to Burlington Coat Factory, get your outfit, and get your bottle of Moet, and you in the club like you balling, and it's like, bro, that's not the reality though.
But that's what they were taught.
Absolutely.
That's what we
it's
were
not their
taught.
fault.
That's the mindset.
Right.
So, but it's like, but if you know better, I've offered a whole bunch of brothers, come out here and spend the weekend. Come kick it with your boy. Come out here. Let's go around. Let me show you some stuff.
Right.
Half say yeah, half say no. because once once you're exposed to a thing, that's like anything. If you know, once you know
Right,
better,
once you
you
know,
have to
right.
do better, or you stay stagnant. And then now you really have to contemplate because you know the truth. So that you have to really live in that thing.
Right.
When you decide, you're literally saying, "I'm gonna lay down." There's a song by Bobby Womack, right? I think it's called "Harry Hippie," and he's talking about, "I can't help a man if he's laying on the ground." If you're comfortable down there,
And that's a lot of the problem.
if you're comfortable right there,
that's the problem. That's the major problem.
Absolutely.
Right there. Even looking at the homeless population.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I worked at a shelter, and I would see people who literally refused to try to help themselves find a place. They've accepted the fact that they want to be homeless. A lot of them have even fought against like government procedures, and they're tired of fighting
yep,
Right.
against society.
yep,
And so they decide, I'll be homeless, and
Yeah.
that way it'll be just like throwing darts,
Yeah.
you know, at the government
Yep.
and all that. And they'll do it just to prove a point.
just to prove a point.
I mean, I've seen so much stuff with this homelessness, man. We got drugs, that's one of them.
Yeah,
Mental illness
Yep.
and that. But there's a lot of people that are doing this intentionally
Absolutely.
on purpose.
yep, and they're okay with it.
And they're okay with even dying.
Yeah,
And you got people that are even okay. You go into the Polk County Jail, and you'll see a whole bunch of people there that have pulled the trigger in situations and have taken lives and killed people.
wow,
Right? Because at that time they just didn't care. They
didn't care.
were living like they didn't care.
They didn't care.
Then they get up in that county jail after about 6 months or so facing that first degree murder.
Yeah.
Now everything's their
Oh,
whole
yeah. Now it
mindset has
matters.
changed. Like, how did I do that? What was
Yeah.
I thinking?
Well,
Right.
and you know what it is though. So for one, it's no relationship with Christ.
That's right.
There's no relationship with Christ. It's no hope, no faith, and in anything. No matter the religion, there's no hope instilled. So they just getting through their day. I know you hear this. You walk up to a brother, hey man, what's good? How you been? And I'm just staying out the way. Why does everybody just want to be out the way? What are you being out the way from? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
Like, where are we thriving? Where are we trying to build something? Where are we
Right.
trying to? We talk about a lot about legacy, right? And our
Right.
stuff is like, where are we trying to create an inheritance for our children's children? Right? A
Correct.
good man does that.
That's a good.
So
that's right.
so what are
That's
we
right.
doing to try to change? There's so many people they just kind of get stuck. And I was literally having this conversation with my mother. It's like that. I'm like, that's not the reality of the real world. She's like, no, that is their world. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
It's not our world. Your world traveled, right? So you've been up. I mean, even before when you was balling, you was overseas. You know what I'm saying? So you know what it looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are people there, and I'm sure you've talked to them. There's people in our hometown, and that have never been further than 2 hours away.
Yeah.
They've never been further
There's
than
people
about
here
Omaha
in
or
Georgia.
something like that.
I'll
Yeah.
bet there's people right here in Georgia
Absolutely.
that have been in a lot of places, never
Absolutely.
been outside of.
It's all over, and I've talked to people from here that have. There are people that have not left their. They ain't been to Buckhead.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Literally, if they
30
live
minutes away.
in a certain
Right.
area,
Yeah.
they
Right.
haven't traveled. They live in Lithonia. They don't go farther than that because they go
Yeah.
to South DeKalb Mall. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? They got
Right.
everything right there in the area.
Right,
There's
right.
Walmart's right there.
Right, right.
So it has to be back to that whole mindset thing. Man, you have to change your mind to want to do something outside of comfort.
Right.
your desire to live above others' expectations for you has to be outside of your comfort zone. If that don't happen, because where we're from, you can be comfortable. You can find somebody's couch to lay on. Somebody gonna feed you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It ain't so homelessness is really like, yo, you want to be out there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You really want to be out there because you can live on somebody. Something you can live with somebody. Somebody gonna feed you. You know what I'm saying? Right. They're not technically that unless they desire to be, or there's like some drug stuff, or like you said, some mental stuff or something like that. But there's a lot of functioning bum type of mentality going on without actually being homeless though.
Right. Just a bum mentality.
Just a bum mentality. Not necessarily homeless, just that bum mentality where, oh, I'm gonna just get this from this person, I'm gonna skim this, I'm gonna get $20 from this person. And they live like that.
Yeah. I'm not gonna work. I'm tired of working.
I'm not gonna work.
People are tired of working too.
Yeah, I'm not gonna work. Yeah.
Look at all the jobs, all the positions. Look at all these different senators that are now retiring and stepping down in all these political positions. I mean, it used to be where we were able to trust the people that were in authority a lot more than we can now.
Oh yeah.
Now it's just getting worse and worse and worse.
Yeah.
The scams, the from the phone to social media to all over the place. It's like you don't know who to trust. You can't trust nothing.
Exactly.
No more but the good Lord.
Absolutely.
That's it.
Absolutely. Yeah, man. So it gets so furthermore, back to your question, is that's the difference here is I have more not just like-minded individuals, people who support that I can lean on to help me get to where I'm trying to go. Genuinely, they have, and a big piece of it, I believe it is the grace of God, and God has put these people on my path. But I also feel it was my determination too, because faith without works is dead.
That's right.
So you have to put the action in order to get the results. And I think if that's a thing that I did not necessarily have there. People come to the club every once in a while, but as far as like, man, I came out this way and I want to get into underwriting.
Right.
A man that didn't know me from a can of paint told me, bro, if you come to my house, I'll show you everything. And I went there every day. I'm talking about, then he helped me with my resume, the whole nine. Didn't even know me.
Right.
But he just wanted to help me out.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's a takes a mindset in itself. Like, man, each one teach one type of thing. It takes a brotherhood. It takes iron to sharpen iron to make it happen. But that can't happen if you don't want to see the next person thrive. And the only way I believe that you don't want to see the next person thrive or win is if you really ain't got it yourself.
Right.
Because you feel some type of way about it if they actually get the thing that you desire.
There's so much jealousy also that goes on. So much hate, jealousy. It's just gotten way out of control.
Yeah.
So I try to look at solutions.
Absolutely.
Okay. One thing I look at sometimes is females. They do a good job. With every positive, there's a negative. With every negative, there's a positive. Right. So I try to take some of the positive that I see just out of the female gender. One of the things that I like and I see about females is that they lift each other up when one of them's down. I mean, they bicker and fight against each other all the time. And they always want attention over the next and this and that. But when someone is really down, they know how to use a lot of genuine integrity.
Emotional.
Emotions to help bring them, to help lift them back
that nurturing
up.
kicks in.
Yeah. And I think if we as men could do that, man, we could come together and be so much more strong.
That's right.
And I think that requires us to feel safe, to be vulnerable, to lean on somebody in that capacity. And I think that's far and in between. And that's the thing that we can change. Us.
We can change
by
that.
being the person who people can confide in, that can talk to. And another thing is, another thing my pastor said, I'm not going to be your dumping ground.
Right.
But I help you come up with a solution.
Right.
If you want it. So you can go ahead, give me everything you got.
Right.
And then let's talk through it and let's be solution based.
Right.
And from that point you can grow and you can really make something happen if you want to have a redemption story. So outside of that, let's talk a little bit about this. JD, what's next? What's coming up next?
Man, a lot. I got some goals for Q1.
Okay.
I'm expecting some great things.
Okay.
And now my goal, man, is I'm in a position in my life where I want to see the Jordans succeed or the ones that's coming in succeed. So for me, it's more of, God just told me, man, just focus on more mentoring.
Okay, got you.
You know, mentoring, because so much that we do, and that's the culture of it. We learn something, we do something, and we get it for ourselves, and then sometimes we don't share it with somebody else. You know, it's one thing to do something, be successful with something, and then you just got it all to yourself.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So, man, I went through a lot. I've been through a lot. I made a lot of bad mistakes in my career. I made some bad choices, but I can help those coming in to accomplish in 5 years what it may have took me 25 years.
That's good.
And then with technology today,
Oh yeah.
with the things that the tools, I didn't have these tools.
Yeah.
We had to go to your kitchen table, sit down, and
It's paper, huh?
we didn't have cell phones, man. I had to wait till you get home.
Yeah.
I couldn't call you during the work hours. I had to wait till you get home at night.
Exactly. Yep.
And then we had to schedule a time to meet. So today it's different, but the thing that I'm trying, and we're gonna do, I'm gonna post some dates of some things I got coming up.
Okay.
We're gonna do some real estate shows. We're gonna do a lot with the community, because I think we want everybody to know that it's a collaborative effort.
Absolutely.
And going back to what you guys were saying, we got to get that competitive mentality out.
Yes.
We just compete on everything.
Gotta get it out of there.
Families compete.
Yep.
Well, my house bigger than your house.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
My car bigger than your car.
Yeah.
You know, like, who cares about the biggest house?
Yeah.
Who cares about the biggest car?
Yep.
And you one payment away from losing it.
House and car poor.
We get scared. The reason why we get scared that if we try to lend a helping hand to somebody, we're going to lose what we got, or they're going to take it
Right.
and jump over us.
Right.
When the Lord, if we really believe in God's word, He tells us when we give it away, it's going to come back. It's gonna keep
Hundredfold.
coming back.
That's right.
That's hard to do, man.
It's hard to do.
That's hard to do. You got to have some faith in that word to do that.
Absolutely.
I
Exactly.
tested that, and it's worked every single time.
Good. Yes, it will.
That's it right there. And that's the thing that we got to teach them and tell them.
Gotta teach them.
It works.
It works.
And I'm a living example of it working.
Yeah.
I'm not making it up.
You know what, Jay? A lot of people look at, there's a stigma. There's an attack against churches right now.
Absolutely.
It's going on, and I'm just going to call it like the elephant in the room.
Absolutely.
It's an attack on churches.
On Christians, too.
On Christians, too. But what you have to realize when you understand the word of God, the Bible says, if I sow on fertile ground.
That's it.
So what that means, it's not my job to chase the pastor around.
Come on.
It's not my job to follow him home, to see what he's doing. If God touched my heart to bless and to sow the seed, he's gonna return it 100-fold back to me.
Absolutely.
The thing is, everybody's looking at what people are doing.
Absolutely.
You can't worry about that. You got to do what the word says do.
Absolutely.
And expect God to bless you. Now, it may not come from that person.
That's right.
But if I sow a seed and my son gets healed, I can live with that.
Come on. That's good.
You see what I'm saying?
Good,
if I do something and God bring it back to me, that's what I'm trying to accomplish. So it's we got to get out of this. Oh, well, what he's doing this, he's doing that. No, man, listen. If you obeyed, like my brother said, he was obedient. Isaiah 119 says, if you're willing and obedient, you shall eat the good of the land. That's one of my favorite scriptures. So I got to be willing and obedient.
That part.
I got to follow the word of God because I know what it says. And I trust what it says.
That's right. Yep.
And I have to do it even though I don't feel like it.
Feel it. That's right.
Now, Brother Shade, this
Yes, sir.
has been a remarkable time.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
It's been some real good conversation. I
Yeah.
appreciate this.
Yeah.
This is definitely worth the price of butter.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
However, we haven't taken a commercial break.
We've been going hard in the paint for 2 hours.
We about to do that now. Stay tuned here on K-Max Gospel. Listen, it's the Inspirational Love Hour. It is the 5th anniversary show. I got a little leeway today.
Enjoy. Take a break.
Kim Burrell, I come to you to give you more.
Yes, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're locked and loaded into the Inspirational Love Hour in Atlanta, Georgia. And we're here with Jay Shade, and he's putting it down. We're going all around the clock. We want to thank you guys all for tuning in. We want to invite you to continue to keep listening, stay in tune, not only to the Image TV podcast, but also to what Jay Shade is doing out here in Atlanta, Georgia. He's involved in real estate. He's got a radio show. He's got a TV show. He's doing a whole lot in the community to help people. We're going to keep coming out here, and we want you guys to continue to keep up the support.
Let's go.